We are getting hands-on with our harvest. I need some help. I need you guys to keep me company while I work on getting the things ready for winter storage. So I'm going to show you how I clean or prep the winter squash that I have. I have some dry beans that are in their shells that need to be taken out and laid out. I have bulbs. I wonder if it's on this side. See them? That I took out of the ground, and now they're in a pile because they can't stay in the ground in the winter. They'll freeze. They're gladiolus. And then I have a bucket of cucumbers that I'm supposed to cut open and see if there's any viable seeds in them. So we can also chit chat and catch up on what's been going on. Oh, I didn't change the question. So, team replay, what's everyone harvesting right now? What tasks have you finished on your fall garden checklist? We want to have some wins under our belts, right? So, in our conversation with us live, we have a lot of lovely people here. 17 watching, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed for our future conversations like what to do with contaminated soil, the reflections on 2025 gardening season and what we learned to then change for the 2026 garden season. Those are things that are coming up for sure here with Shawnee Grows. So Gandalf Smith had a flower question and we were trying to identify it. He had a wildflower mix that he purchased from a place and it had mallowort in it. And he was saying that that's not native. Why would they advertise that packet being native? Miss Sharon, thank you for coming in and helping out with the channel. Jay Dixon even made it. And we were talking about weather. So, of course, we want to hear from you. It was windy today. Like if you went out at the garden, for example, the garden property, it would just catch you if you came out uh, into the west off of the edge of a building. But in town, where we actually live, it wasn't terrible, right? Bowtie is around and he is now wearing his fully monetized belt. Good to see you awake still. Scrolling because I know we have Robin Gardens. Hello from Chicagoland. She is working on saving seeds. She is squirreling away seeds. And if you want to know more about seed saving, we did a collaboration together. Robin Gardens and Shawnee Grows have a live stream about seed saving basics. There is a link in the description. It was packed with good information. There's timestamps, chapters. You can hop around. And then Gear Grind in 19. I always have to say, he showed me the way to the strawberry blonde marigold, and now I want everyone to have them in their garden. We were saving seeds from those a couple days ago, and I'm not even going to get to that tonight. Where you separate the dry and the seed and you lay it out. That's going to have to be a whole nother hangout, work with me live stream, right? Because I don't think we're going to have time for that. Janet, welcome to the show. You betcha you get your ice cream ready now. Glad to see you're here live. I'm also glad to see you in the replay. We're going to get to wiping down the squash first is what I want to do, I think, because it's the biggest thing. Nikki Silver Stacker, welcome to our gardening conversations. I am in Minnesota. Dusty Flats, hello everyone. Going to be a crisp morning tomorrow, watching the temps. Dusty, I think it's Tuesday night. They're saying 33 Fahrenheit. Silly Lily just dropped by to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Silly Lily has been very busy working her land. Rick is even here. Hello, everyone. Say hello to Rick. Bowtie would like to know, do we get some of those squash for helping? So we are going to wipe down a variety of them, but they are all in the butternut family. And I like saving seed. So yes, we are live. Make sure you click the word live in the video bar or make sure the red line is all the way over. Nikki is in Florida. And does Nikki Silverstacker grow any kind of food, either in containers or in ground or raised beds? Tell us more about your gardening, adventures. Eddie Lyle's early doctor's appointment was headed for bed and my phone notified me of this, so thought I'd say hi. Now gotta run. I will see you in the replay, Eddie. And I hope you have what I don't want to say a good adventure at the doctor's appointment because is that really the right thing to say? I hope it all goes well, maybe is what I'm supposed to say, and you don't have to wait around too much. Okay, all that's in Gandalf's garden is peppers. That I don't have any. I have one plant of Sugar Rush peach peppers left because they haven't turned fully yet. So everybody else was ripped out for Pepperland. I have some cherry tomatoes. Yes, great, Bowtie. I've convinced one person to subscribe. I appreciate your subscription. And the wind was so big in the country today. It was just, the leaves were flying, you know? Excuse me. So I have something here called apple cider vinegar. And a little birdie named Diva in the Dirt taught me this trick that I'm going to show you. And while I'm speaking about her, wow, what a fantastic show yesterday with a real life herbalist. So, what did I call it? In the description, um, I put it in here, I thought. Or did I not save it? Oh, Healing with Herbs. That's what I called it. Healing with Herbs is going to be the live link to Diva in the Dirt's first episode in that there was 2 episodes. A Q&A was the second one, but you got to watch the first one first, right? Thank you, Jay, for sharing links to Seed Saving Basics with the collaboration Robin Gardens. Oh, Gandalf had the chocolates already. Dusty's saying we will definitely frost and maybe freeze mid-week. Oh, wow. I mean, we're supposed to have been frozen by now, you know. Hello, Umal. Welcome to our conversation. We are gardening chat. I'm in Minnesota. Bowtie is talking about his temperatures in Florida, down in the 50s. First time since March, but you're not going to believe it till you see it because there's all the 80-degree water in the Gulf. Yeah. Okay, Brook Trout 1. I wanted to see you, and I wanted to say, what do you know about pocket gophers? So you had commented like the loveliness of having pheasant or what was the other bird hiding in the cover crop field? Like, ooh, there's supper. That was funny, and it made me think of what I saw today when I was at the garden. We did harvest carrots, some dried beans, herbs, and I had a lettuce while I was checking on things there. And in the warm annual crop garden that has cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, marigolds outside of the nice arch arbor thing that was built this year, there was some mischief. There was like dirt that had been softened and bubbled up, like something's been digging underneath, and that there's a tunnel in there. And so I was talking to the property owner, and he says it looks like pocket gopher damage. We would have to remove that top bubble mound of dirt to look for the tunnel entrance and put a trap in there. And so I thought maybe you would be one to have advice or knowledge or know what am I dealing with here? I don't think I should not do anything. I should probably do something about it, right? Silly Lily says we've already had frost on the pumpkin. Didn't have success with pumpkins this year. Oh, if we had, there would be frost on them. I want to grow more pumpkins next year, which we're going to talk about in a future show about reflecting on 2025. But yeah, all our vines are gone for pumpkins. The West Island did get hit with frost last week. I put a short out showing how to know, but the rest of the property was fine. So that's a spot that now I guess that's low, I guess, low enough to get the frost creep, right? Urban Garden and Vlogs is on main channel for this guest here, Umal. We are in autumn. We're in the fall time. So we're wrapping up our gardening season in Minnesota. Oh, Dusty's talking about the leaves changing. You got to enjoy the brilliant red and then poof, gone. Yes, the wind. You gotta take the pictures. Robin is talking about temps. Tonight 38, Wednesday 37, Thursday 35. Um, so it sounds like you want to yank stuff before it gets too cold. She says, I may decide to cover the purple heart dwarf and peppers. Man, this long-term forecast changed on a dime. Well, it's been so warm. We've been so spoiled. Normally it's cold and super wet and snow's on the way, and that hasn't been the case. So for me, I did take out the pepper plants because I wanted to clean the cages up that I used. But for the tomatoes, I think the reason why I haven't just tore them all out and chopped them up and dropped them is because I have those cowpeas on there, and a lot of them aren't dry all the way yet. And the cucumbers are still on their trellis looking like death because I'm trying to let things go to full maturity and test at which point do they make the best seed. And like, is it when you wait till things are mushy? Like this one's even got, I want to call it stretch marks. Veining maybe is the right gardening term. And like we're looking for size and color and I'm learning as we go here as far as at what point is it going to have a good seed inside of it, right? Because I want to practice having that resilience of not having to rely on seed places all the time. We're doing that sort of adaptation agriculture with our pumpkins and some of our squash and watermelon and now cucumbers, right? Janet's saying, I'm not going to complain about waking up to 70 degrees in the morning. So I have been here for 13 minutes and I haven't done a task. So I'm going to have to pause on reading everyone's lovely chats and talk about winter squash here before, you know, it gets too far into this. So Diva in the Dirt taught me about, oh, that smells very strong, wiping off squash. And, I'm using a dry rag and I'm just seeing, is there any dirt particles or anything going on? And then I'm going to have a rag, a towel that has the apple cider vinegar on it. And I'm going to use that. So the apple cider vinegar is used to kill surface mold spores and bacteria that would cause spoilage on your harvest. So I have a towel on a bench sitting next to me that I'm going to put these on as I go here, and you'll see different shapes and sizes because they're all like in the butternut family, but some of them are butternut, butterbush, and honey nut. And some of them are seeds that have been saved for, at least 4 years from the previous gardener, which was my mother. And some of them are brand new seed that I introduce every year. And so it's important to then, once these have dried, move to a cool, dark, dry place. You're looking for 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So for some of us, that is a basement. But you do need to know that if it's too damp or if the fridge is going to get too cold, it's going to mess things up. So you have your technology tools that help you figure out what's going on down there throughout the year. Like we just had the basement that we live in. We have a rental home. There's a basement on the house. We're in Minnesota, and it was just fixed. So it's not wet anymore. And I've stored squash down there when it was wet, to be honest. You just had to watch it. So I'm also looking for ones that maybe we need to eat right away. If anyone knows like a technical term for whatever that is, put it in the chat and I can click it and read it for us in the replay because I'm with you in the replay. And we do have the live chat available on the replay at a certain point. It takes sometimes an hour, sometimes it takes 12, sometimes it takes 24 for them to decide, hey, here's the live chat replay. So I need to set this elsewhere because it's not going to go down in the storage. I want to use that one right away. So here's an example of a different color and size. I think this one's honey nut, if I remember right. and then storing them without touching each other. Part of our duty when we have the responsibility of growing our own food is now you check it. You go and check it and you use it. And if somebody's getting a little soft or if somebody's showing signs of they're going to go bad soon, they need to get eaten or taken care of right away. Now, how many of you do eat the seeds? I know one person here does have the seeds that come out of our squash and they roast them on a pan with oil and seasonings. And I did do a short talking about how to know when these are ready to pick. A lot of people talk about letting them sit out for a couple weeks to cure. I had them in my living room on a shelf because then they're protected. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button. And if you already are, thank you. One of the best ways you can support is by sharing the channel with a friend, a neighbor, or another gardener. So let me go back to the comments section and we'll see if it jumped on me, if I can read where I left off and do this at the same time, because that was the point of this whole thing, is so I could be on task, because I hate jobs that are repetitive. I'm not a good do the same task over and over again person. It's not good for me. Jay says, pocket gophers. Sustainable management options include physical barriers like hardware cloth or non-toxic traps, as well as natural deterrents like planting specific plants. Okay, they had gone through marigolds, peppers, and were under the tomatoes, basil, cowpeas is where I found them. They're tunnely evidence. And like some of these really vary in size. Like this reminds me of Waltham, which it might be. I think at one point Waltham was planted. Butternut. Dusty says it's been so unusually warm for so late. I don't forget to plant the garlic. I have to make sure it stays cold. Don't want big growth. Yeah, you don't want your garlic to sprout. Us here in the north, we do hardnut garlic. We don't want it to be sprouting after planting. It's going to waste all its energy. So I normally do garlic, Dusty, Halloween week, but it's not looking like that's going to work. It's going to be too warm still. And I am trying to figure out where I'm going to put them, because we had an experiment this season where we planted some on the east and some on the west, and the ones on the east did better. It stays more wet and not as hot and sunny there. But it's like that patch is so full. Where am I going to trench in some garlic? So I don't know what I'm going to do. But I have garlic to plant. We did a live stream where we looked through our garlic, kind of like how we're looking through our squash, to clean things up, put some aside for planting and save some for eating, and how to store them and use them. Dave Knight. Hi, everyone. 2 5-gallon pails. Oh, the black walnuts are drying. Oh, by the wood stove. Mine are set up with a fan in front of them. So this squash has a couple things, and you're probably not going to be able to see it. There's green in it, and there's those speckly dots. So I think this needs to be on let's get that in rotation of being used and not set it with everyone else that I want to have for long-term storage. So this was my first year Dave Night. I did a short on it, on actually picking up the walnuts that I'm blessed with at the garden property. There's 3 trees, and I used a mallet to husk them, which was very nice. I didn't mind. It took 2 hours, and I was sitting on the ground. That part was, again, I don't like repetitive work. And so now we did take a couple buckets to someone who they didn't pay us for them, and I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like they should have gave us $5 or something. We gave them 5-gallon pails, because there's nowhere around here. I mean, in Minnesota, there's a place that processes and bags them for you, but I don't want to drive to that place, to be honest. And so I don't have the nutcracker machine because I don't want to do it by hand. I want like a thing, like a vice, thing that does it. It's specifically made for black walnuts. And I'm thinking, oh, should I ask for one for Christmas? Dusty says we have several raccoons playing trick and no treats, tipping over everything. I read that in a comment, and I thought it was hilarious because it's not happening to me. I guess is why it's hilarious. I don't know. Bowtie says pocket gophers, keep an eye on them. They will stick things in their pockets and rob you blind. Man, I never would have known, Bowtie. I'm going up in the chat. There's a rooftop garden. What? Have you seen Wendy's? What's her channel name? Wendy's Rooftop Garden's been really cool to watch. How to manage the temperatures and the water is the thing I like. Miss Sharon is putting out a great reminder. Be sure to check the description. We have a lot of links to future information. Future information? I don't think that's how you should say that. There's our merch store, our community memberships, a special announcement. I'm going to be interviewed unless it gets canceled. Somewhere. And I would really like it if our community could show up if you have the time. But I'm supposed to be a guest over at a channel called The Urban Gardener Show. Well, The Urban Gardener is the name, and he has a show, a live stream, Saturdays and Sundays. And I'm going to be on the Saturday show, 10:25 is the date. And the show starts at 1 p.m. Central Time, but he does like the first 10 minutes updates on, his channel. What's coming up, what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll be a tiny guest, maybe 30 minutes. And I kind of want to know if you guys have certain things you want me to talk about, because I already, of course, prepared a clipboard, okay, because I hate being blind. I don't like being blind, and then my brain doesn't work on answers. So I wrote out, if someone asks me this question, this is what I could say, I think, that kind of thing. But if you guys give me a heads up on what do you really actually want to know? How do we want to share what we do here? What do you get out of this? I feel like I do really well with live streams versus my videos that we do. The monthly garden tour for October, guess what? It's October 19th, and I haven't filmed it, and I just realized it today. So I guess I got to get on that, right? We also have Diva in the Dirt's show, Healing with Herbs. There's 2 episodes for that. And then the collaboration with Robin Gardens, Seed Saving Basics. There also is a printable checklist in the description that goes along with our live stream fall garden checklist. What should I be doing this fall? It's free to you to have. And then there's previous live streams like growing food in small spaces, as well as vertical vegetable gardening, grow more food in less space, storing your vegetables, surviving the hunger gap, tips for eating through the lean season. Maybe there's some foraging and how to winter store things. We go really deep into that on that episode, and then how to store garlic. And of course, our playlist that we've been building, the Self-Reliant Garden. I see Crazy Live Homestead's comment on this other side of my monitor, and I want to get to it on this side. I'll read it here now because there's some information I want to put on screen. Crazy Live Homestead says, funny, Shawnee Grows. I'm the opposite. I like videos. That is great that you know that about yourself. Absolutely. Okay, so Silly Lily says, butternut squash is one of my favorite, right? Adam is here somewhere out there. Somebody was talking to you. Robin goes, corking? That was the word. Corking on a pepper. Yeah, I'm guessing the corking on that cucumber. I'm almost done with the squash, and then we can move on to another task. This one's probably the biggest one, everybody. And, oh, geez, I'm running into everything because tiny workspace. This is apple cider vinegar that we're wiping the squash down with, and Diva in the Dirt taught me it's to get mold, spores, and any bacteria off of it, and then it gives us a chance to look at it and honor it and inspect it and be grateful, and then think about all the things we're going to make with it, right? Oops, I yanked on my cord. I need to close this before that turns into something. Oh, brook trout 1. Gopher or mole, highest or more destructive? I agree. Find the burrow. And well, side note, I'm at 112 rats for the year. Oh, yeah, that's the count so far? 112? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, here's Adam stopping in to say hi. Keep the live playing and rewatch tomorrow. Perfect, Adam. Appreciate the rewatch. You better be talking in the comments. No, only if you can. I appreciate people listening to the show. This one, like, doesn't want to come clean, I feel like. This one might need to go in the use it up. This one's making me nervous. Yeah, it's got that weird spotting on it. So I'm going to put it up on the table. Ugh, my hands smell like apple cider vinegar. Okay, how's that? 27 minutes in and we did a task. That one is done. Woo! What do we do next, everybody? Do I want to cut something open? Do I want to shell something? It's like, well, I could technically make the kids do the beans, but they've done all the beans so far this year. Jay says to Dave, night, 1 year I did preserve black walnuts and the work was excessive. Any tips? It does feel excessive. Oh, bow tie. Is it bow tie? Says gotta swap laundry. Mine's in the dryer. Someone needs to bring it upstairs. Okay, then I'm back to Jay's pocket gopher. So then I can go back to Jay's toxic squash syndrome is a rare illness caused by consuming high levels of the toxic compound cucurbitacin. Something is touching me that doesn't. Okay, which can develop in plants from the gourd family like the squash, cucumbers, and melons. Absolutely. And so I've talked to people who have dealt with toxic squash syndrome, and they say, you'll know. You'll cut it open and you'll smell it. And even just one lick, like one little, like you put it in your mouth, you'll know right away, this is not edible. We are not saving seed from this. We are not eating this. We are not consuming this. I have not had that experience, but it is a very important thing to know when we are letting species cross and saving seed and replanting them. Miss Sharon says memberships are like planting perennial crops. You keep getting the harvest. Click join to grow with us. We have videos like why do I have a YouTube channel on there? And sometimes there's fun vlog style work with me at the garden conversations. I don't know what I want to do next. So maybe we'll look at the gladiolus because I don't even know if I'm supposed to pull them apart. Oh, maybe we'll talk about popcorn next. Dusty says this increasing heat is changing how I store vegetables and harvest, and I don't like it. It does make us think a little different. Maybe I should go get the popcorn. Do you think my cord will reach? And under the popcorn, I see a little note that says, Mushroom Mark was here. For those of you that know who that is. So if you've been following along for the monthly garden tours, popcorn has not been fun. It has been blown down by wind and destroyed by a bug. And we do have some that came in. Okay, so here's where we're at. And like you can see, it's, nothing to go to the fair with. And I read online, you let it dry in the husk on the plant, did that. Now it's got to dry in the house. And then there's this popping test that you do to see if it's been dried long enough. So we did 5 of the seeds right before the show, and only one, I got to put this somewhere, only one popped. Okay, so just to give you a perspective on regular popcorn is this size, okay? And this was what mine did. And only 1 out of 5 did that. So they're not dry yet. They're not dry enough yet because I thought, oh, I'll take them off of here and dry them. But it sounds like they have to stay on here. This is my first year getting this far. And this means because of the problems we had, we actually can't grow popcorn next year. We want that bug to be born because it's now in the soil and then not have a host plant and then starve and die. So I won't be planting popcorn next year, but I will be planting it again in the future because I think it's an important thing to have in my household with my kids. And it's, protein and nutrients and such. Robin, what the heck is in my tea? Oh, part of the butt of the butternut, like the little flowery thing, is in my tea. I guess I'll drink my water. Oh, they're falling down. Shh, everyone's sleeping. What are you doing? No, I'm gonna run you over. Okay. Oh, okay. She has 4. Butternut seeds are her favorite to roast. 400 degrees after she sprays them with avocado oil, and then paprika, salt, and pepper is a seasoning combo that she likes. And oh my goodness, they're heaven. So hello, Crazy Life Homestead. As I said before. Yeah, Robin is super excited about the seeds more than the squash almost. Dave Knight says still picking beans outside. I wonder if you're talking about green beans or dried beans. Can you hear him? The table's a little far away here. I'm trying to grab examples of everything I have. So I have these beans. I will always grow beans to try. I very much enjoy it. And planting spinach, radish, and Swiss chard in the greenhouse. Fantastic. I have that in the ground, getting fully mature so it can be okay if a frost comes. So here's one variety that we planted. One of them is Good Mother Stallard. One of them is 1,500-year-old cave bean. Here's the second one. So these are more of like a oval full. These are more flat, kidney shaped. So the point of this is to take them out of their pod. Now, most people that don't want to sit here and do this by hand put them in a pillowcase and whack the pillowcase on like something, a deck, a floor, the wall, and then the seeds fall to the bottom, and all these are lighter, so they're at the top, and you separate them. And then what I like to do, I think I'm gonna have the kids do that tomorrow for school. School time in the garden is helping preserve the harvest, children. What I like to do is put them on the dehydrator setting. Do I have that wrote down over here? Pods should rattle before you shell them. If not, air dry for a few more days on a tray or screen. Beans should have be hard and glossy before storing. To store, keep in airtight glass jars, metals, tins, or vacuum sealed bags. Store in a cool, dark cupboard or pantry. So the adding a bay leaf to deter pests I've heard of. But you know what else I've seen or heard of was adding food safe diatomaceous earth. And then today I was looking through, is it called Willow's Green Permaculture? He puts a little bit of dried rice in with the beans when he puts them in a jar because they'll soak up any moisture, and I thought that was really creative. What I like to do is put them in the dehydrator. I only do like 10 minutes at a low heat. Like I can't remember if the heat is 110. Online it says like 30 minutes to kill any like weevils or bacteria or anything and to make sure they are fully dry before then putting in a jar. The other thing I did was cowpeas. This was first for me. This is the kind I did, whatever kind this is. I don't remember. I'm sure I said it when I talked about seeds. To go back and watch my show, and then I'll know because I don't remember. And so we have a lot, actually. This isn't all of it. This is just from recently. I will show probably in the Reflecting 2025 live stream the jars of how much we got and if I want to plant more or not. Okay, Jay Dixon, I have a serious question. As a facilitator, another unnamed channel has waited for a year for me to help them. Now they are requesting 0 links for any purpose, and I'm having an issue. Yeah, like not like resisting the urge to put a link in, because links are more than just a channel or a show live stream link. It can be links to articles or information and research, and it's like, I guess as a facilitator that's been asked to help, you have to follow the host's demands, right? And to not have the same routine that you have with other places is super hard to adjust to, you know? And Jay, I was curious also if you've had the conversation of enlighten me on why no links. Dusty says, that's what I'm wondering, but as you know, our weather switches quickly up here, right? Robin is suggesting just take a pass from helping. If it doesn't feel right, let it be. Don't even offer your assistance. Miss Sharon says there's lots of reasons for that. Well, let's talk about it. Dusty says, what causes the dots on spuds? I couldn't find anything in the soil. Oh, did you have scab? Potato scab? On potatoes? Is that what you're talking about? I had that last year on potatoes that I grew in one spot, and I won't grow them there again because that freaked me out. I grew them in an island, food forest island, where I just moved the wood chips out of the way, put the potatoes down, and I top dressed them with compost twice, and they grew magically. I'm never growing them the other way ever again. I thought, Dusty, it had to do with something bacterial in the soil. Oh, no, brook trout. As a kid, we used walnuts for war. That's just. Jay says, do any of you find that links in lives are a distraction or cause you to leave the live? I aim to enhance these gardening lives, and I am confused by the request. Again, it's another channel, not here. I would love everyone to help us brainstorm what are the pros and cons to having links, because I love research and data, okay, just like Jay. And what's happened with me, Jay, is I had a moderator who I trust, and I'm not saying anything bad about them. They're a goofball, but they would put links in and say, like, here's, like, we'll say it's Storm Radio's, because he's here. I'm pretty sure I saw him. Storm Radio's channel, and it'll be a link to like a music video for a song, like just completely not what it was supposed to be, and they did it on purpose, and that's fine. At that time, we were not a big channel, but now it's a little bit more serious around here. We kind of want what you say you're linking linked, right? I don't know if people have this fear of clicking links on a device. They're worried it's going to lead them somewhere bad. There's no trust. I've also been told that no one clicks links in chat. Stop doing it. I've been told that before. Like, you're gumming up the chat. Nobody wants that. I think the opportunity is there. Don't click on the link if you don't want to, you know? Like, yes, Janet, Turbo was around. Oh, he still is. How far behind am I? 20 minutes? Is that for real? Ah. Okay, so Gandalf says when my dad was a kid, they ran the car over walnuts to dehusk them. So Gandalf, I was told that's bad. I don't think these are ready to like, I think I have to let these dry. And I have a question about what is that? Are those just here? Are these bulblets, cormlets, these white parts? Let's see here. They're a little firm. Like, that's not a fungus because it's not fuzzy. I think it's like if I were to plant that, in 2 years, it would do this. This is a gladiola. And this is like 2 of them stuck together. And I had to take them out of the ground, otherwise they'll freeze and turn to mush. So it's like there's all kinds of sizes, and they all have all these little white growths on them. Last year, I let them stay in the ground and they didn't make it. And the reason I did that is because here in town, I was able to let them stay in the ground and they made it just fine. So I had to go get all new ones from a local farmer. So I'm very grateful for. She is, I don't know, her 80s or 90s years old and still does it. Still does growing and selling it at the farmer's market and apple orchard and all this stuff. So Gandalf, what I was going to say was I heard that when you use a car, it damages the nut in the shell and gives a crack in it. And so when you're in the drying process, bacteria can get in. So I was told not to use a car. That's why I didn't. Okay, Brooke Trout 1. I don't think links are a distraction. Every live has them. Dave, I have all winter to crack a walnut and drink a beer around the wood stove in the garage. That's how I think of it too, is they'll just be there for when I need something to do, right? Now, do you eat, once you crack it open, do you just eat it like that? Or then is there like some kind of roasting process? Dusty says Gopher started eating spuds for the first time ever. Ouch. Janet says to Jay, I don't find the links distracting. I click on them, like them, go back to the live, and then decide later if it's something for me. There's Wendy, has a rooftop garden channel that I spoke about. Is it Wendy Land? Wendy Fan? Robin says to Jay, links are so helpful. I often use the ones you post. Weird that the creator does not want them. Oh, Bowtie, tiny guest or the opening act. Sure. Gandalf says the links are very helpful. Thank you, Miss Sharon. There it is again. That's what we're talking about. I'm going to be a teeny tiny guest. And I want to know what I should talk about. And I want to know what you're getting. Maybe you've already answered all this. What you're getting from my shows. Why do you keep coming back? Dusty says, getting the stinky green husks off of black walnuts is easy. It's the shelling that's kind of crazy. Crazy nuts. Well, you know what I found out too? The walnuts that have the husk on them that have like dried and they're brown were so much harder to open than the green fresh ones that just came off the tree. So I would go for the green fresh ones. Oh, Gandalf, yes, he is in an orange harness because he runs in the road and stuff sometimes and crosses the street, and I want people to see him. It has like reflective in it too. And it matches Cam's. Cam has an orange harness. Cam is our dog. There he is. I knew I saw him. Storm's radios. What do radios have in common with gardening? Put it in the chat. Crazy, just for fun, not because there's a test or anything. Crazy Life is saying, I guess she likes videos more than lives because the setup is in her bedroom, her computer. We are in the living room at my house. This is where we watch TV. I take the TV and I put it on the floor and then I set up my workstation. Bowtie also is like, yeah, I open a link in a new tab and save it there for later. Hello. Ooh, Crazy Life made potatoes, homemade potato au gratin. That is what the kind of weather is here, is we need some potato au gratin. Jay Dixon says, thanks for the opinions, folks. I will contact the channel owner in private and go from there. Lots of options. That's right. Dusty says, cleaning kitchen because it's a busy day tomorrow. The jam making. Oh, to make room in the freezer. Robin. Shawnee grows, oh, poor me. I have to wash these tons of butternut squash. Oh, no, Gear says Miss Sharon is getting cool for Christmas. Okay. Oh, good. The laundry's been swapped. Bowtie's house is saved. Oh, good. Jay's gonna move the laundry for me. Thank you. Okay, Silly Lily, we have no rats, and the cats keep mice and mole population down. And Dusty says, I'm sure you'll know if you get sick from squash. I don't remember what happens if you throw up. Your stomach hurts, that kind of thing. I'm guessing. I don't remember. Turbo, yes. And then, yeah, we had I'm not going to read what the rest of it says, but Mushroom Mark was here. He's supposed to be sleeping. Jay goes, that Mushroom Mark flirts with you on the regular. Van Man Mark, says Gear Grind in 19. Oh, Silly Lily says, hey, speaking of popcorn, has anyone popped quinoa? So no, I popped amaranth. And it's so good if you can figure it out. It's just really about timing and heat and how much is in the pan, and then get it out or it's burning now because it's so small. But no, I never popped the quinoa. Brook Trout would like to get a shed cat. Yeah, Bowtie, the little popcorn is what we call crunchies. Love those. Oh, the seed on it was like burnt. So yeah, we're gonna let the popcorn dry more before we pop it again. Oh, Adam, somebody save me. The missus is drowning me with boy bands. Oh, Mariah and others. I'm ashamed to say I know the words to most of the songs. Dusty says popcorn, about 13% moisture, just like farmer crops. I believe there's a moisture meter. We just leave it out till it's good and dry and shucks easily. Okay. New delight, the butternut butt tea. Only on Shawnee Groves. Oh, Silly Lily's saying to Jay, she's gonna try the quinoa and the air popper. You need puffed quinoa for a recipe? I did a cast iron skillet with oil, and it, you know, half of it was okay, half of it didn't pop, half of it was burnt, or whatever fraction of third. Is that how you say it? Don't judge me. Have a nice day, evening, everyone, says Rick. Thanks for being here. Willow's Green Permaculture. That was the channel that I mentioned that they just have really cool stuff and information, and I like watching them. It's very enjoyable. Reading the chat. I'm supposed to be working. Should we cut open cucumbers? I don't know. Oh, I was gonna Google. Okay, so I have these gladiolas. Steps for taking gladiolas out of the ground to store for winter. Like, am I just supposed to rip them off the green stem, or does that need to dry? Dig up the plants after the foliage starts to yellow. Well, I didn't wait for that part because I was scared they were going to get frost and die. Cut the stems to about 1 to 2 inches. Oh, kind of like garlic and onions. Cure the corms for 2 to 3 weeks in a warm, dry, well-ventilated area, so that shelf over there in this room would work, before moving them to a cool, dark basement refrigerator with a medium like wood chips or peat moss. No way. Okay. Now, some people could put them in a pot with dirt in their garage for the winter, and then we plant them after the threat of frost has gone. But you know what I did when I dug out these gladiolas? I planted tulips, daffodils, and irises in the memorial garden, butterfly garden. This one's a big 2 together. See that? So there's the roots, and then the bulb, and then all these little, apparently somebody was like, they're nitrogen fixers, and I really don't think they are. It was the property owner, not anybody here, unless you've said that. I'm sorry if I offended you. I don't think they are. I think they're little baby going to be gladiolas. Well, I have a big knife over here. So it says to cut them and let them dry. I can do that, I guess, with you guys, but I kind of want to go get a scissors for that. Maybe we'll open the cucumbers. What should we do? Going back to here. Bowtie, you're just a little extra sometimes, aren't you? That's what I'm not. This is what the comment I read was. You can read it for yourselves. Well, I have a knife and a cutting board. Where do I put it though? Knife, cutting board, spoon. Don't cut the cord to the headset. And a bowl. And a bucket of cucumbers. First one. What do you think? Seeds good, or I didn't wait long enough? Okay, Miss Sharon, one reason. If a channel... Oh, my back. I need to adjust my spot here. If a channel has a strike and the link is dropped in your chat, you can also get a strike. That makes me want to ask YouTube, because what on earth would you get a strike for a link for? Okay, here's the inside of this one. So I'm looking to see if the seeds even feel like plump, or are they just flat? That one feels like it's a seed. They feel okay. Into the bowl. Smells okay. Here, maybe? Like this? Okay. Yeah, Dusty says yes because I forgot to tell my husband to omit ashes from spud area, but I think the spots might be from something else. Robin Garden says yes, potato scab is a bacteria disease. Robin Gardens is in a program to become a master gardener. If you didn't know. Jay Dixon says dusty, flat spots on potatoes are usually caused by bruising or natural discoloration, but can also be a sign of a fungal disease like scab. Turmeric? Hey, so Bowtie, I think you said that the leaves of the turmeric and ginger have to be like dying before you harvest it. Is that correct? Because I think I'm gonna do it live, but when? They're in containers right now. Well, this is coming out nicely. Like, not too difficult. The gardening channel with Hot Potato is in the room. How's it going? We're just... Oh, Old Man King Homestead's still awake. Stop him for a few minutes. Oh, yes, before you fall asleep. You might be asleep already. Thanks. Hey, appreciate that. So I didn't bring a second bucket to like put the opened ones in. Do I just keep throwing them in the bucket of non-opened ones and deal with this later? So that was one of the green apple ones. This one is one of the pickling. Whoa, there's a seed on the keyboard. Pause for a second. There we go. Maybe I can put them on the Legos. I have some Legos over here. We'll do that. Next one. Jay says to determine if they are safe to eat, cut out the spotted parts. If the spots are only superficial, the rest of the potato is likely fine. But if there's the dark, sunken, moldy areas discarded on that potato. What is that? Yuck. Crubby the Beagle, welcome to our show. We're doing stuff together, otherwise it's not going to get done. Bulbills, says Dusty. Oh, for sure? Okay. Nematodes. What? I think I have to like whoosh this. Okay. Whoa, there's seeds on the cutting board. Let's see if they feel okay. Here's what it looks like. We're trying to determine if I waited long enough. And I am mixing all the seeds together as cucumber seeds. I'm not separating. These are for juicing. These are for pickling. These are for fresh eating. We're just... all the seeds are cucumbers. Right, Silly Lily? I know. She was asking for help. I don't know if anybody helped her. But right on for her to be doing that still. It's a lot of work. Running a farmer's market alone is a lot of work. It's not for me, to be honest, people. Towel. Thank you for passing me the towel, everyone. Okay. Gandalf says, yeah, sounds right, Shawnee. I figured some of the walnuts would crack, be damaged, introduced to bacteria if using a car to open the husk off of the black walnut. Yep. Oh, it was the root cornworm and it was two, the cornworm beetle and the cornworm. Unless unless the worm turned into the beetle, but they're completely different size. So I think it was two corn pests and the whole perimeter, the tillable land touching the property of the garden site. This year's rotation was corn, but I had it. Wow, watch. It comes right out and it's squirting me. Oh, and it's on the laptop. Ah. So with seeds, like we talked about in the seed saving basics show, you don't want to keep them wet too long. Like if you're fermenting them, they'll start to sprout, and the point of it is to dry them for storage. So I'm gonna put these through a sieve or a sieve and rinse them, and then put them out. My paper plate is too far away to reach. You guys know what paper plate looks like. Okay. Because this is just a big soupy liquid of. And then I have to test these to see if they sprout, before planting a bunch and not knowing. I'd be okay if I had a 30% germination rate, to be honest. I'd be okay with that. So yeah, it's like, I'm not going to be able to. And nope, I can't. I don't want to dump it out. Okay, here we go. Bote says, radio's in the garden. Don't you know about radio culture in the garden? Oh, Slayly says, I'll have to check into an orange harness for both of our cats. They are indoor-outdoor types. Yeah, he's indoor-outdoor. And so, I wonder I think it has a rabbit name on it. It was on Amazon. And, it has a hook right here. So if I wanted to put him on a leash, I could, which we've tried to walk him. I'll admit it. I wanted him to be able to go places. Like he goes out to the garden property with us and comes back home. Okay, next one. I think these seeds might be good too. Oh, Turbo likes his new outfit. He definitely doesn't try to kill me when I put it on him now. Barry says hazelnuts are just as hard as walnuts to open, and if not done right, can break or crumble the meat. Eating them in the wild takes some careful inspection because of worms, but they are great roasted. Now there is a float test. Dave Knight, if you're here, talk about the float test so I know we have the correct information. And hazelnuts are so cute. And I haven't learned how to do any of that yet because my tree was just planted this year. My hazelnut tree. The other one died. And I am in the process of filling out warranty claims on all the perennials that have died that I will speak about in the Reflection Garden live stream. Yeah. And the website crashed on me because I have so many. I have to go back and finish that when I can. Oh, Barry says, I have yellow popping corn. Oh. Barry says to Miss Sharon, I'm a little under the weather, but otherwise I'm good. There's some articles here, Jay says. Here's about are volunteer squash toxic? It would probably help you identify. There it is. Getting the seeds out. I think I planted over 60 cucumbers this year, which I don't regret at all. It was totally fine. I juiced cucumbers. I actually didn't make any pickles because nobody wants them. We love pickles, but I can't get a recipe that anybody would eat. And I didn't want to do it anyways, so it's okay. I'm afraid it's gonna get me in the face. Can't have that on camera. Make your jokes privately, please. Okay. Oh, here it is. Bowtie is really good at this part. You're 16 minutes behind in the chat. Read through it all and you'll get 5.8 more watch hours. More watch hours. That's so last week. Yeah, now it's about views and watching ads or whatever. Here we go. Barry says radios and gardens. The only thing I can think of, Shawnee, is leave an old radio playing in the garden for the plants. Look at that. You came up with that all on your own. 22 people here. We're opening cucumbers. I've done 3 kinds. I did my white cucumber. I left it on the plant till it got really massive and I felt like, okay, sure, let's see if the seeds in you are ready. We did a pickling cucumber. Got really big. I was waiting to see if it would turn another color because my green apple cucumbers did turn a color. And so I have a 5-gallon bucket, but I have I don't want to do any more of this. Again, not into repetitive work of the same thing over and over again. So what I'm going to do is see what's in this half, I guess, first, and then put this aside, and I need to strain the, see the goo? I know you, if I move this, you probably can. So I'm going to strain the liquid, so I just have the seed, and then I'll rinse it, and I'll get like the gel off, and if I need to let them soak in a jar of water overnight, I can, but not too long. And then dry on a paper plate. And then once they are fully dry, I can bag them up. I forgot. This one looks like maybe it'll have seeds in it that work. Yeah, it does actually look like it. And they're in the little gel rib section there. Yeah, there's a towel on the keyboard for the laptop, and then my other keyboard's way over here. So just in case you're worried about the technology, we got it covered. I don't think anybody answered why they come back all the time here. Why do you guys... Oh, I bumped a button. Oh. I think it just was the space bar. Ooh, food. And water. That's right. Hydrate break. Where's my water? Is there anything floating in it this time? Dusty. That's a super good point. So they say, I think I can say she, right, Dusty? That is the tricky part about dug bulbs. I wait for a frost, but don't wait too long because as the glad stalks pull off and then you can't find them. So I did use a potato fork to loosen the soil and pull them up from the bottom instead of pulling on the green part because I've had that happen. And I just wanted it off my list. I wasn't gonna wait. Okay, done with the cucumber. Oh, should I go get my scissors then and cut all the... I brought a bucket for that, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I could have put those in that bucket. Duh, Shawnee, what? Okay, so here's a green apple cucumber before it got that big fat yellow that I like to juice. Oh, wait, we didn't open this one. We have one more cucumber I need to open. This is the burpless one. I don't know if these have seeds in it, like, or if I picked it too early, you know? We have to open this one. Okay. Oh, the puffing the quinoa, yeah. No way, Bowtie says I was once asked in all seriousness, could you be less David? Dusty says, I replanted the bulbils and it takes several years for them to get sizable, like garlic, I suppose. Yeah, that's what it said. It was like at least 2 years for them to even be big enough to make a flower. And it's like, you want me to keep track of those tiny things? Oh, here we go. Miss Sharon says, probably YouTube sees it as a promotion of a bad channel. Brooke Trout 1 says, I leave the radio playing 24 hours a day. Heard it deters rats. Confirmed, no. Big fat no. There's a seed on my shirt. And if you haven't seen my shirt, I shall show you. This is the Grow Every Day in Every Way shirt. We have this printed on a few of our products in the merch store. Before we open this other cucumber, I could talk about that quickly. Somewhere. This is it. You're going to grab your own little piece of the garden. And we have our fall garden flag out in the store, embroidered patches for your own hats or bags that you can put on. Of course, stickers and magnets are very affordable to decorate your watering cans or your fridges. And then we do offer garden-themed puzzles for cozy evenings in. Well, that part doesn't look like there's any seeds in it whatsoever. And of course, we have t-shirts, sweaters, sweatshirts, zip-ups, hoodies to wear when we have our show or just out and about or in the garden. And it has things like learn as you grow every day in every way, and you can find everything linked in the description. This one I did not leave on long enough, I think, because that other part, like these seeds don't look full. Maybe that one does. This other part definitely has like nothing. This is that fatter part. The risk of cutting it the way I do is you chop the seeds in half. So I'll take a couple of these. This one's one of my favorites. It's like the Japanese long burpless something. Again, like one of my seed hauls have said what it is somewhere. Let me put this in the bowl, and then we're moving on to another task, which is, I think, me going and getting the scissors. Okay, because there's no assistant here to do that for me that I know of. Andrews, Northwest Coins, welcome to our late night work with me in the garden series. I'm getting tasks done because I didn't want to do it all alone. Bowtie says, turmeric, I harvest mine when the leaves are mostly dead. Ginger too. I'll be bringing my containers in probably soon if it's going to be cold at night. Dusty says scab is also caused from too alkaline of soil. Okay, here's some stuff. Bowtie says the community guidelines violations if the link leads to a page that contains spam, harassment, or other content that goes against the community's guidelines. The channel that shared the link can be penalized according to YouTube's community guideline basics. Okay, Jay, there is a reason why people might not want a link. Thank you. Miss Sharon had started with it, and Bowtie came in with some sentences. So thank you for the teamwork, everyone. Miss Sharon harvested ginger today. Leaves were still green, but she wanted them as tea. Nice. Bowtie is continuing on copyright violations if a link directs to a page where someone's copyrighted material is being hosted without permission. The channel that shared that link could receive a copyright strike. Robin is sharing about the lovely experience of being in the Master Gardener program. Oh, Jay has known about that whole situation. Okay. Bowtie is continuing on channel responsibilities. Channels are responsible for the content they share, and this responsibility extends to the content linked in their descriptions, comments, and chats. Sharing a link to a problematic page is a way of promoting that content and leads to the bad stuff happening. A Silly Lily says to Robin, garden's too funny. If you've been gardening for a while, you could probably teach them a thing or two. Ain't that the truth? Oh, Robin's like, botany chapter? Ah. Here we go. Jay says a float test for black walnuts is a simple way to check for viability by placing the hulled nuts in water. Those that sink are considered viable. Then the ones that float most likely are underdeveloped and should be discarded. This works because empty or bad nuts have air pockets that make them float. So, like, before I go to crack them open, I run the float test then, because I've already, like, sat and dried all the walnuts mostly with the fan. I don't want to get them wet again. Oh, Jay says, Shawnee grows squash squish in your eye. That would be a great short. You may go viral. Miss Sharon is talking about podcasts. So we used to do, and I still will, um, it was just me talking. It wasn't the video part. And it was played through, was it Spotify? And they had it ran so it would go under podcasts in my channel tabs, but then it would be in videos too. And I'm been brainstorming because winter's coming and I'm not going to have gardening as much. But you know what we do need to do is we need to plant the indoor garden together, everyone. So that's also going to be a future show. I was saying something. Oh, I think we'll do podcasts again then. And I've been trying to write out what do I want to talk about, because the way I ran it last time was it was just short, condensed, quick notes on what we did in a live. So if you didn't want to listen to the hour and a half live, I gave you a 15-minute, here's the stuff, but no video. And I think what I want to do is have not that kind of format. And I think I want to have video for the podcast like everyone else does. So we'll see. Aw, thank you, Silly Lily. Thumbs up, garden enthusiasts. Show some love for Shawnee Grows. And don't forget to get your free fall garden checklist printable in the description. It goes with one of our shows. What should you be doing in the fall? Okay, Silly Lily says, Shawnee Grows, I come back here when I can because you're too darn cute and always provide useful gardening information. Ah, thank you. Storms Radio says, I come back because you, Shawnee, are a wealth of knowledge and a great friend. Plus, there is some awesome folks in the chat, too. I love the chat. I love talking in the chat on any place I go. And so when I can just talk to you and not type it, it's a little different. And I have become very addicted to this format. Of course, here are all the different ways that you can help support the channel. We know about putting our comments in the videos so I can read them and have a conversation with you in the replay, of course. Hitting the thumbs up, giving us a like, sharing the channel out, subscribing so you are notified for our future shows like what to do with contaminated soil. Okay, we're going to go into personal individual contamination, local environmental contamination, and we are going to discuss war zone contamination. It's going to be fun. Bowtie says, I come here for the company while living in my monk's cell under a sacred vow of silence. Well, it gets a bit lonely. Andrew says, kids here sledding up on the hills, happy for snow. Yay, Andrew has snow. Gandalf says, why do we come here? You're a pleasant personality and to learn and share knowledge. Thank you. I'm glad people like the topics and the things that we cover and me. Wade, hello. He is in Montana. Welcome to the conversation. We have some more work to do, so I'm going to step away. Teats, treats, what's up? I'm going to go get a scissors so we can cut those gladiolas. Robin Garden says, we come back because of you. You are interesting and funny and prep very well for your lives. Plus, this lovely community that gathers around you is nice. That's right. South Florida Sunshine Tropicals is awake. It says, hey, Shawnee and Chet. We're getting work done, Carol. I'm thinking of saving the beans for the kids, though, honestly. And I didn't open all the cucumbers, just 4, maybe 3, maybe it was 4. And so next we have the gladiolas, and then, we wiped down the squashes. That's what we did. Janet Potter, which is what I really wanted done. And technically, sidebar, I should have been cleaning the basement. The basement needs to have the ceiling vacuumed, all the shelving and walls wiped, and the floor cleaned. and then I can store the food down there because we had construction for 2 months and there's dust and I don't even want to get into that, but all over. But instead, we did it this way because cleaning the basement is not something I want to do right now. Janice says, I keep coming back because you're awake. We're awake. So why not? Keep each other company and have a few laughs and learn stuff. That's right. It just keeps going. We keep learning and saying, oh, we should talk about this. We should talk about that, you know. Jay Dixon says, I come to this channel because Shawnee is thoroughly pleasant, charming, and delightful person who is equally obsessed with gardening. Yes, I very much appreciate the focus on sharing and education. Yeah, and it feels really good to hyper focus on a gardening conversation like this one coming up. I'm excited about contaminated soil. How does it get contaminated? Are there things we can do to test it personally? How do we remedy it? How do we make it clean again so we can grow delicious food? Right? And the community is amazing. That's right, Jay. The people that show up. Oh, the Wikishare project off grid. How is your experimenting going in the fall gardening land? We are working on prepping our harvest for winter. I need to go get a scissors. Andrew says off to Anchorage, Alaska tomorrow morning. First flight from the village to Nome, then evening flight to Anchorage, Alaska. Okay, maybe I'll leave this on the screen and then do this. I'm back, rearranging. I think I want to have the bucket in front of me that I want to cut and trim into. And I have show and tell. I just brought something that we picked today that I'm going to show you. And then where do I want to set these things? Do I want to just grab one at a time and then put them where? Arg. So look at this carrot. Oh, did I read this? Bowtie says to Miss Sharon, I store my ginger in soil. I just pull it out of the garden. It keeps for me very well that way. I just barely cover it. That's for you too, Shawnee. Look at this carrot. Isn't that neat? Now, it did split, just so we know. It's not perfect. Okay. But it's huge. Jay Dixon says, Shawnee Grows, I tested the black walnuts at both stages. The green hull on, clean like crazy, test float, not without. See, I had them in water when I was taking the husk off, but I didn't pay attention to what was floating and not. So here's the gladiola. Wade says, we had our first snow a week ago. Online it said to wait till these leaves are yellow, and I didn't do that because I had time now to do it. Okay? I wasn't going to wait. Crazy Lip Home said, good night. Thanks for staying as long as you did. And I've got chores and life and sleep, of course. Dusty says, oh yes, the west will be getting snow, so the cold will reach us soon. And I think when these are more dry, I'll pull them apart. So I'm leaving the little bulbets on them. And I'm going to set these on a shelf that's a rack in the living room to dry. And then once they're dry, they'll go in the basement. And apparently I'm supposed to cover them in some wood chips or peat moss that's dry. I need a system. I need another. Should I just put them on the table? I have a bucket that I'm putting the green matter in, going 2 to 3 inches above the gladiola. And I think that's what the motion's gonna be. Just gotta get it figured out. This bucket isn't big enough for all this green matter. Okay, so Jay says Shawnee grows when the kids sort bean seed. Do the seeds fly all over? Tarbit. So each child has their own style in harvesting the bean out of the pod. Some are very careful. Some go over a plate. Some go over a jar. Some are like fireworks. I have one kiddo that will clean up afterwards. He goes under and on the floor and all around and picks up everything that's dropped or flown away from where it's supposed to be. He's very thorough. Silly Lily says, I do the indoor stuff during the winter months. There's so much to do outdoors come spring, summer, and autumn. There sure is. This one's pretty big. If you haven't seen my gladiolas, they're in the monthly garden tours. And I believe there's a puzzle with them on it. I have sunflower puzzles and gladiola puzzle, if I remember right, in the merch store. There's like kid size, so 30 pieces. There's ones that come with a nice tin to store them in, and then there's your typical jigsaw, like cardboard box, many pieces style. Carol says 90 minutes. I'm not following your editing an hour and a half video. I'm trying to keep my drama queen plants alive today and get the beds I place. Gandalf says I've seen potatoes absorb motor oil from the soil. Oh my goodness. That makes me want to ask, what are bizarre ways to clean soil besides the tried and true, like, scientific ones? What are the weird ones? That can be another part to the show, if I remember to look that up. Hopefully you'll just be there, Gandalf, and then you can say that again. So I had planted my gladiolas strategically to know, like, these are where they are, dig them up. Instead of, like, clustering them instead of planting them all willy-nilly everywhere. When I planted the tulips, daffodils, and irises, we dug a trench with the tractor and just dumped them in, covered it up at different levels. Daffodils and tulips we did 8 inches. Irises was like 4. But then we put a mound on it of soil, so that math is probably wrong. I haven't decided what I'm going to do about that. The Wickershire Project off-grid. Fall garden status is as follows. Bell peppers. And all sweet peppers producing. Lettuce producing. Lima beans, yes, producing. Basil overproducing. All brassicas slow as shite. 1 honeydew melon half grown. Wow, you have a honeydew melon growing? I'm shocked. It must be warm still. Well, yeah, you have peppers. Yeah. This one's all gangly. There's 3. Like, what? They need to dry, and then I can get them apart. Oh, and there's another part to these gladiolas that I wanted to ask you guys about. That's right. Carol reminds us that we give a big thank you. And if you're a hugger, you can have a hug too. Some of us are not. I get it. Thanks for watching the ads. Every bit helps young creators. And it's going to help us buy some seeds for next year's garden. Okay? And we're going to have a live stream talking about what are the seeds we're going to buy for next year. What are the seeds that we've saved to grow from our garden next year. And some people even do like a subscribers garden plot. They give a little piece of land to the subscribers and they say, this is what I want you to plant. And they help pay for the seed or whatever through the ways that we support the channel. And do videos about it. I thought that was interesting. Something looked like a sea creature. Jay says frost and frozen ground in northern locations will mush and kill ginger. Yes, that's why I'm panicking about. They're in containers. I brought one home because one was gone, one was here. One was at the garden, one was here, and so they're both here now. And it's like, so do I bring them in and wait for the leaves to die off, or just harvest them? And I want to do it live somehow without making a big mess in my house. I can't take this stuff outside. The equipment. I can't do that. Oh, Bowtie's going to bed. Good night, Bowtie. Thank you for sticking around. Have a good one, a good rest, yes. Barry says, I looked at the temperature about an hour ago. It was 47 with real feel of 44. It's 41 right here, right now, Barry. Geez, I'm not even done with one tray yet. I do not like repetitive tasks. Okay, Wickershire fall update number 2. Peas. Plants are healthy. No flowers yet. I might have to dump this outside and come back. The dog dug up the corn. No decorations. We have what I think Armenian cukes doing okay for showing hand length. Oh, Jay says, Shawnee Grows, you need staff to do your bidding. More donations! Oh, here is like, so one of my gladiolus I left and it did this. These aren't hard or anything. I was like, what is it going? Was it going to make like a seed pod too? And I didn't leave it out long enough. Otherwise, I deadhead them. They look garbagey when you don't do that. Oh, that's a chunk. Better not be a spider in here. Ugh. Dusty says the bulbs rough it here. They don't get washed or a fluffy nest to sleep in. Cardboard or plastic tub in or rootaloo. Yes, if you missed what happened to Carol from South Florida Sunshine Tropicals, there's a short showing a creature stuck near her home. And she was identifying said creature. Tomorrow's Monday. Ugh, that means I have to work tomorrow night. Much rather would just work on YouTube. But I have a real job too. A tax-paying job. This one doesn't have tax-paying yet. Clean soil with mushrooms, says Bowtie. Wickershire says freaks of nature for fall, large puffballs, and some massive yellow cluster of mushrooms still not identified. I'm working on it because I like to eat shrooms that will not kill me outright. Yes, Jay says deep snow in winter is a relief after all the gardening and preserving tasks are done. Rest at last. Gladiolus are so gorgeous, worth the effort. I love them, yeah. The farmer gal, the 80, 90-year-old lady, she sells so many of these. And it's like, she probably waits till the leaves turn and then has someone pull them up, fork them up, and then stores them in like the garage shop or something. Because she sells, and then she has to bag them and price them. She sells so many. And they always grow. There's 2 new watermelon in cages, says Bowtie. Storms Radios has wind and rain today. It's going to be 39 in the morning for Miss Sharon. Robin says Jay Dixon, no, say it ain't so. What are we not saying is so? No snow for a while, please. Already told Al that we need a Florida vacation this year to make it through the cold blues. Yeah, I don't travel. 2 weeks, Jay says to Robin, no frost for at least 2 weeks, trying to decide if Jay is even going to bother with season extension or just call it a night. Carol, there's like, more than one in there. Yes, I wanted to do that, Carol says. But stuff dies easy here. Oh, here is your garden row. It's dead. Oh, Barry cleaned the heaters. Way to be on task. Miss Sharon's ready to hibernate. Dusty says, Robin Gardens, I've heard predictions that we are in a weak La Nina pattern and mentioned ice. Not nice. The thing I saw for my Minnesota is it could be wet, but we don't know if it'll be rain or snow, or we'll have snow and then it melts. Like, temperatures are going to be all over the place. I don't know if we'll see record-breaking cold. I'd be fine with some storm action, though. Oh, Carol, cat hair fires? She says, Miss Florida, South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. Carol says, my garden updates are in my shorts. That sounds like something Beavis and Butthead would laugh at. But it's true. Robin Garden says to Jay Dixon. Words and stuff. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Covering gets so old. However, I have some nice peppers. I would love to turn red. One Tom is in an overdrive. The Purple Heart Dwarf. I think that's all I will save. Robin, remind me again. Let's pretend this is a pepper plant in the ground. Okay, pretend this has got peppers on it, and you take it out of the ground and like hang it in your house. Will the pepper mature to continue to turn its color like that? Yay or nay? Does it depend on the variety? There is stuff everywhere, people. Like that. I'm going to put these in the tray, I guess. Yeah, and nor can we have spiders in the heaters hatching from the heat. That is going to make me throw up. Brook Trout 1 says, I'm currently 75 degrees, sitting out back, going way down to 65. Monday is my favorite, says Miss Sharon. Well, if I had cake, that'd be better, but I don't. Don't have any cake. Everyone around goes to work, and I get the peace and quiet. Yeah, tomorrow, I said, okay, it's Monday. Everyone gets to do their books, their homeschool. And the one child goes, can we just have a free day? I go, well, what does that look like? Then they talked about art projects and, of course, the TV. And I'm like, can you just do an hour? That's what it takes. It's an hour to do the subjects. Oh, I just would really like a free day. And so technically, other public schools are on break right now, is what I heard. And so I said to Mushroom Mark, like, I don't know. Usually we just do the hour of your work and your books. And then you do whatever you want. That's why we homeschool. That fell on my cord. Man, there's a mess. This would have been better outside, but I don't want to be outside when it's like this. And I don't want to take you guys outside, so. And then, okay, so I need to fry up some chicken tomorrow. What else? I don't know. I haven't thought through Monday yet. Oh, one thing at a time. 41 Fahrenheit, where Slay Lily is not bad for this time of year. Carol would like to stay in bed tomorrow, but, responsibilities. Okay, Wickershire Project Off Grid says, Shawnee, you're up north. I assume that's all hardneck garlic since you're not braiding it. It's gladiolus. Flowers. It's a gladiola, and then it has little bulbets on it that we'll see if they get planted or if they just fall off. It can't be in the ground in the winter, the gladiolas. They'll just turn to mush. I have to replant them every year. They were my great-grandmother's flower. So they go in the memorial garden with my mother's things. Plants, bench, signs, her tulips and zinnias and Jay says, today I bought more hardneck garlic to plant. Ooh. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy any. It's probably too late. I might just plant what I have. Because again, like, where's it going to go even? These feel really wet. They feel damp. We have to meet up for lunch by the beach. Dusty says, yes, wet, but could be ice and hope not. Oh, yeah, the winter. We have been so warm. Yes, I know, the last 3 winters. I mean, I'm glad it was warm for 2023 into 2024 because of what was going on. But now let's get back to the show of, snow, please. So when the cold comes, my things survive that are perennials, right? We need the blanket of snow. Sweet Pea is sitting with me watching Shawnee. Even she is entertained. Is Turbo? Yeah, he's still sitting right there. But his harness is the other way, so you can't see him as well. He was playing in the gladiolus earlier, I heard from Mark. Like it was the jungle. He's been chasing leaves a lot. And squirrels. He still thinks he's going to eat a squirrel or something. Mary Ann, A Vlogs. Thank you for hitting the like, coming on in. I see you around. Robin says, Shawnee Grows, I had luck with doing the Anaheim peppers that way last year. Oh, okay. Where you hang the plant upside down. I don't know if that has to be upside down, but hanging the plant in the house. Because it's like the Grappillo del well, how do you say it? It's a tomato. Grappillo di Inferno? That tomato, you're supposed to be able to just cut it and bring the whole thing in, the vine, the stem, the plant, and then the tomatoes can be in the house for X amount of time. I don't know if it's a month or 2. So, yeah, I wondered if peppers did the same thing. See, this one looks bad. I don't know about that one. Maybe I shouldn't put it with the others. Maybe it's just a different variety. Purple basil totally looks ornamental to me. Might just not be used to growing it. Our first success on it. I think purple basil is used in bouquets, Wickshire, as well. If I remember right. Dusty goes, laugh out loud, that's like me. Seeds everywhere. I usually end up mixing all the seeds because I never take enough bags out to collect. Yeah, I've got buckets of seeds that we could work on, but I don't know if I'm not doing that tonight. Jay says, Shawnee Grows, your housekeeper will clean up that mess and organize all the garden stuff. Yeah, my housekeeper's pretty cool. You might like her. Yeah, I want some rain brook trout because we, you know how we were under construction all summer? So the contractor that was hired that I would not recommend to anyone ever again, that I didn't hire, the landlord did, just to make that clear. He didn't do a great job in my gardener's eyes on prepping the soil to fix the grass that he wrecked. So what we did this last weekend was continue to work on the deck rebuild and then tilled reseeded and raked, all new grass seed. And then now I hooked up the hose, but I haven't watered it because that means the kids need to stay off of it. And I was like, can it just rain, please? Because I want the grass. You know, I don't like mud. We've dealt with that for a long time, just mud. I want the grass to be back and established. But I really want to sit out there and water grass seed? Nope. Sure don't. Other things to do. So I don't know what's going to happen. My son's tomato and cucumber, he has them in the same wash bin, you know, like those metal wash bins, and he has a cattle panel in half of it as a trellis. It's rocking and rolling still. And today, you know what he says? I don't care. I'm not harvesting it. I'm not watering it. I don't care about it anymore. I want to grow little ones. I don't want to grow it gets everywhere. He wants to grow micro dwarfs instead next year. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't just let this die. I'll probably still take care of it for you. And he doesn't eat them. He doesn't eat the cucumbers or the tomatoes. My oldest is what I'm talking about. Okay, hold on. I put the bucket over there. Okay. Where are we at? Hour 43. We got the squash washed. We opened up some cucumbers. And we got gladiolus prepped to put on that rack over there. The beans still need to be shelled. And the cowpeas still need to be shelled. My hands kind of hurt though. And I can make the kids do it. So I'm going to just take a minute here to catch up with the chat. And I need more water. Okay, Slay Lily is informing us that those nodules on a gladiola bulb are the cormels, which are baby bulbs that will grow into new plants. That's great. Hey, Drunken Chef Barbecue. This was at 10:37. Okay, 10 minutes ago. Hey, we were trying to get garden tasks done, and I didn't want to do it alone. So here we are. Thanks for stopping by. We got a lot done so far. Robin Garden says to Dusty Flats, never saved them before. Wax begonias, there were tons of seeds, but even started inside, they didn't bloom until well into August, so I buy starts. I took a begonia and brought it in the house and kept it alive all winter in a window with water, and then just put it back outside when it was nice out again. I don't know what kind of begonia it was though, and I wouldn't do that again. I just don't care to give real estate to that kind of a thing in my home. Dusty says, that's the thing up north. Nice to see overwintered plants that normally die, but tricky because our weather switches fast and then damage happens. Oh, Ken says hi, says Slay Lily. He's still awake? Hello, Ken. How grows it? Robin Garden says, yep, my Principe Borghese Toms, the Italian heirloom, are like that too. I've not done it before, but I'm going to try this year. Yeah, I'm trying to think. If I tried it last year or not. One of the reflections is labeling when they're in the garden better differently. Um, Will do. He just walked by and recognized Johnny Gross's voice. Oh, yeah. Brook Trout 1. Venice has a big bubble of oil. The rain comes in, goes north, south, east, and west. Everyone around us gets it. Oh. Oh, here we go. Wickshire says, just looked up gladiola flower. Those are seriously pretty. You pulled them because not winter hardy? Correct. They'll turn to mush. Now, I have in town here left them in the ground and they were covered with, I've done hay one year, which I don't recommend, leaves, cardboard, and then pulled it up in the spring and they sprouted and were fine. But when I left the gladiolas in the ground out in the country at the offsite garden, they didn't make it and they're not supposed to make it. You're supposed to take them out of the ground just like a dahlia. Take it out of the ground, store it, replant it when frost is done. And it is a beautiful flower. I have a puzzle in the merch store with it on, with a gladiola on it. Jay Dixon, today I was eyeing Halloween costumes and onesies to wear when snow shoveling the village public paths. Extra cozy ones. Maybe some discounted ones. Storms Radio says, Carol, it's bonfire and fire pit weather here in the evenings. Same here. Carol says, we have something called the mosaic sugarcane virus taking out our grass down here. Hubby has to patch with new cultivar for the front yard. I may secretly plant perennial peanut in the back grass. Well, interesting. We did a blend. A blend of rye and bluegrass, and the other one had more fescue and something else in it. And now I kind of want to go buy clover and throw that in too, but I would also like to just move and not live here. You know, if we can have that. Brook Trout 1 says, we have zero grass. Flowers are food. That is it. So if you've missed it, I had done a video recently of somebody's garden. It's a beginner gardener. And one of their comments is how they just want more gardens now. Like, F the grass stuff. It's a really short raised bed garden in town. And I just talked about what went well, what didn't, what they learned as a beginner gardener. Check that out in your free time. Oh, Destiny Fitzgerald listening from the hot tub. Hello, everyone. Destiny has inspired me on something to talk about on a members only live stream in the future, whenever I can arrange that. Jay says, dig up glad corms in the fall before first hard freeze in the colder climate, zone 7 and down. This needs to be done in the fall. After digging, let the corms dry. Cure them in a cool, dark place. Carol says, our front yard faces the HOA. We bought a foreclosure and I plan to flip, but hubby heard forever home somehow. Oh, that's right. Tomorrow's Monday, and this is a public service announcement that Gardner Scott is not having his show because he is traveling. Turbo Kitty. 6 months old. Robin Gardens to Shawnee Girls. Yes, wax begonias will stay alive most years in my garage in pots. 40 Fahrenheit is low in there, but I only have so much room. The tuberous begonias get lifted after the first frost I stored. Oh, you know what I brought in? I brought in the geranium, which I don't love, but it's a hot pink one, that relic. Oh, my daughter. I don't normally talk about her with her name. I just say daughter. And she bought last year and we put it inside over the winter and then it bloomed this year again. And so we brought it in this year again. So huzzah. Carol says gladiolas used to be a flower my dad would bring my mom along with tiger lilies. Let's see. Tiger lilies on my arm. But usually daisies were her favorite. Jay, sometimes glads can survive in 6-7 garden zones, but Chansey, are you feeling lucky, punk? Yeah, it's like, well, I used to be 4B, now I'm 5A, you know. Corno di Toros are Italian frying peppers, Wickeshire. Um, she grew Anaheims. Robin has, I don't remember how many pepper varieties. Okay. So she should say, I want to know, Robin, do you need to throttle down the pepper varieties? Because I know you're saying, do not grow this many tomatoes ever again. So how do you feel about the peppers? What? I'm getting frozen? Is it just Carol? Okay, so my internet used to be $55, but that's when they had the Affordable Connectivity Act. And then it went up to $85, and now my last bill was 110. And it's unlimited. It's not like I got charged for some kind of extra data usage. And so I guess they're going to get a phone call, and then I'm going to have to talk to somebody in India, and then they're going to tell me, "Oh, we'll sign up for this program." Crap. I don't want to do it. Robin says Sawickshire. Turbo. Turbo. What are you doing to the washcloth? We're live. You see him in the right there. Yes, Corno de Toro, Horn of the Bull. Those are my hubby's favorite. Hey, there's the video. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, what? I don't know. Maybe I need a different title. I never know what titles to use. Adam, what are you doing? I'm cheating and peeking. Carol's finally here. And Bill is also. You guys are tardy. Carol says, I somehow thought we were in Monday night because you are live. Yeah, I might. I don't know what the work schedule is going to be this week. I think I have everything prepped for the contaminated soil show. Oh no, I don't have the banners. Hmm. If I get the banners prepped, then I can just, wing it, go live whenever I get the time slot open. Turbo is a handsome kitty. Thank you, Barry. Wickeshire wants to know the flavor profile notes on the Cornel de Toro, and she answered with deliciously sweet peppers. And Carol would like to know, Adam, how do you say her last name? Sound it out for us. And then Jay says, yesterday Bowtie David and I casually chatted, oh yeah, on the Urban Gardener about the upcoming Halloween hangout. There's in that episode, Jay did like 30 pairs of glasses. But yeah, there's a Halloween hangout coming up. I think what I understand out of it is the time the hangout starts, there's a show that they're going to watch. And then when that show is done, people are invited to come up on panel or can send in pictures of them in like costumes. And then after that, they watch another show together, I think. Robin says, nope, I did good on peppers. 3 jalapenos, 2 types of paprika, 2 cayenne, 1 corno de toro, 2 Jimmy Nardello, and 2 Anaheim. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I definitely have things to say about my pepper plant situation during the reflection live stream, which I don't even know if I put that in my notes. I have to go over it again. Barry says, I have the highest tier fiber internet, 77 a month, and I'm thinking about calling Kinetic, seeing about downgrading a bit. So mine's not the highest, it's the middle one. Because of the job connectivity thing, I needed something that wasn't basic, but they don't pay for it, I think you should definitely call them, and then they'll get you some kind of deal. That's usually how it works with places. If you like threaten to leave, don't touch that, Turbo. Did you guys see my carrot? Is anybody was late and didn't see the carrot? If you want to see the carrot, put an I in the chat or something. I don't know. Tell me. Let me know. What are you doing on the squash, Turbo? Oh, and a patchwork pepper, says Robin. There's the link for the chitty chat where Jay showed a bunch of her glasses collection. Oh, Turbo, what are you doing? Oh, Silly Lily does have Starlink. I thought about that at the garden. There's no internet out there. Thank you, Miss Sharon, for sharing. The memberships are like planting perennial crops. You keep getting the harvest. There is a button, there is a button somewhere, join or subscribe plus or something. And then if that's confusing for you in the replay, there is a link in the description. You can come on over. The lowest tier is 99 cents. Burley, not Burley, Burley. Adam Burley. Yeah, I'll just say Adam. Oh, Gandalf's got to take off. Good night. You know who we haven't seen? We haven't seen Radio Jonesy. Oh, Robin, spoiler, the flamingo glasses are the best for the show. Where Jay showed off. I don't know what Gandalf or Wickershire is trying to say. Halloween Hangout, 20-minute introduction, film version of The Little Shop of Horrors. Okay, Wickershire says T-Mobile, $40 a month, unlimited. No more 300 gigabyte a month. When did you get unlimited? Just now? That's life-changing. To go from 300 gig to... What are you doing? To unlimited? This is 1 gig. I am well off, so Starlink is a no-go. I am not well off. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to pay for it. That's for sure. Oh, Brook Trout. He's a cat. He's whatever he wants. You got a problem with that? Okay, Jay is saying about the Halloween hangout that we're talking about at the Urban Gardener is looking for people to join in by either 1, sending photos of costumes, showing live costumes, 2, sending photos of garden Halloween displays. Oh. He's chewing up a leaf? Is that what you're doing? That does not taste good. What do you... Wickershire says, we got approved. There is just enough people here to flag us as a village. You don't want to do this, do you? I was going to read what your harness says. Rabbit goo. RABBITGOO. Rabbit go? I don't know. Sit on that chair over there and don't mess around on the table anymore. Are you coming? Oh, going down. Okay. Okay, so the members. Throw out your emojis. We have to say, hey, oh, did I close that tab? Or is it down here? I had an Excel spreadsheet open, I thought. I don't see it now. Because I didn't get the new thing made for members. Well, you know who you are if you're a member. Big shout out to you. You're amazing. You make a difference keeping this community thriving when you can. Thank you for your support, your encouragement, and for growing alongside me every step of the way. You're the roots that keep this garden strong. So if you'd like to become a member too, we've talked about how to check out the join button and the links in the description. And we did talk earlier about wonderful merch, all the things that you can get to support the channel that are pretty well priced, I think, and they don't take too long to get to you. Reminder that I'll be a guest on the Urban Gardener Show this Saturday, October 25th, 1 p.m. Central Time. He'll do his show like housekeeping the first 10 minutes, and then I'll come on for maybe 30 minutes, I think is the way it goes normally. And then there's another guest on after me that gets the big time slot. And so we will use the most of it, the best. We're gonna, I want to talk about what people want to hear during the time I'm up, which is probably my garden and the channel, right? Obviously. Oh, really, Barry? Wickeshire says they removed our 1-year-old Wi-Fi cell box and mailed us a newer spy model. Wi-Fi cell box. There is the emojis. Thank you all. It's funny how we can't see them. I can't show them to the replay crew. Check out the live chat replay, and then you can also, in the comments, if you're a member, you can use your emojis in the comments too. It's not just for when we're live. So yes, we are wrapping it up. Thank you all for joining us in chat. Remember to hit that thumbs up. Gear says y'all have a great week. Good night all from Silly Lily. Janet says good night everyone. Stay safe. Barry says it's been fun as always. South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. It just says super sticker, and it's a lemon, I think, giving a present to a lime, possibly. And so for that, I say you just added some extra sunshine to today's garden. Thank you for the support and the good vibes. Your gift is well received here. Oh, Jay says, hey, Shawnee. Mr. E is what I like to say, usually prepares and has a list of questions for the guests. He would happily cooperate with that with you before the show. Okay. Yeah, all I did was watch like a previous one and went, okay, what is he asking? Because maybe he'll email me. And I would like everyone to, in the community, come over to that show and either in the comments or during the live and say that you're there to support Shawnee Grows, because that would mean a lot. Oh, thank you, Brooke Trout One. Always great conversation. We're going to have a wonderful week. We hope to see everyone again. I want to talk about contaminated soil. Troy's still awake. You're making a greenhouse. You're making a greenhouse? What? I heard you talking earlier with Ed, but I don't remember hear talk about a greenhouse. Yes, Carol has extra sunshine for everyone. If this has helped you feel more prepared for winter storage, hit the thumbs up and share it with your garden friends. Don't forget to subscribe and grow with me every weekend. As always, grow every day in every way.